Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early August 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Libras in early August? It is Leo season at the time of this filming. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in early August. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. We're going to have some fun today, my good friends. There we go. Thank you. Cool. Oh, I haven't seen this card in a while. I always like it. The lady with all the little implements in her hair. Now, this is like a double-edged sword because there's a beautiful creative energy tied to it, but this energy could have a lot going on, right? Obviously, as you can see by the image. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about it. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady. It looks like a portrait. She has that beehive hairdo. She has all these different artistic implements stuck in her hair. So, in the good sense, as I already mentioned, this is like very creative, very expressive. Any sort of creative pursuit or endeavor is highly favored in this time. And I always say, whether it's just creatively solving a problem or just thinking outside of the box, you may have a very creative perspective when it comes to things, which I think is beautiful. And I think it's very healthy to have some outlet like that. So for some Libras, you might need some sort of outlet to turn that internal energy outward, which could be great. But I also always say with this card, this lady literally has a lot on her mind, right? She has all those different things on her mind. So I would say, I know Libras have very active minds, and that's one of the beautiful aspects of Libra placements. But she has her head there and there and there, and I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. So just watch out for scattered thoughts, or watch out for like mental exhaustion when this is here. Sometimes just simplifying things could really bring down the pressure. I don't know why it's coming through that way, but we're just going to put her down right there. She could keep chilling out. I don't want to add to all the things on her mind. And let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Libras. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled The Big Return. And the reason it was titled that way is because I saw this looping type of energy. Now, again, that could be a whole variety of different things, whether it's like thoughts and behaviors, situations that remind you of things that you've been through. It could have been people, even. There's like a whole bunch of things that it seemed the door was open for a reemergence. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Libras to start. Let's get it going. Quick. Very quick. 6 of Swords. Up. That energy's on the move. Usually that's good for improvement, so I like it. And me personally, I always like an action card in the first position, and that's what we got right there. So let's get a couple more. Okay. So we have the 9 of Wands, very cautious. Or maybe this is a proceed with caution type of deal. Let's get one more. Let's get one more. Okay. Hey, we got the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself without a beard. He is chilling right there, very emotional. Cool. So I feel very neutral about what I'm seeing here, Libra. There is this like very cautious energy that we have working up front, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel like it gives us a good foundation and frames how the energy could flow. We got fire and air and water, so it's a good mixture. It's not leaning too hard in one direction or another, which I always think is nice, because this could be different things or different situations. But starting with air, that's your power element, that's your comfort zone. Libra is an air sign. It's very logical, pragmatic, smart, intelligent. Air energy is all about information, perspective, perception, whether it's gaining insight, whether it's searching for information, whether it's giving someone information. That's why it's the suit of communication, because it's information based. The downside to air is that sometimes it can get a little too logical, a little cold, too analytical. So I'm not sure if it's someone that you're dealing with that might be being a little cold. Maybe you're a little cold about something. Who knows? Um, it could also overthink. So you see what we had with the lady with a lot on her mind. Now that in the center we have fire. Fire is about action. So whether it's the actions you take, the actions other people take, the actions you want to take, it's high vibrational. So both of these energies on the front, they work well with Libra energy, and they're very high vibrational, and they're very fluid, so to speak. It could be health and wellness. It could also, the thing I always say about fire is that it's hard to contain. So sometimes it can represent situations that have a certain volatility or unpredictable nature to it. On the back end, we have the water, cool, emotions, matters of the heart, the internal realm. That ties in very closely to what we had with that very first card. So whether it's partnerships, whether it's connections, people, things, situations that we're emotionally invested in, it could be our emotional well being in general as well. Love the creativity from it. It's really thinking outside of the box. The only downside with water is the ebb and the flow, the back and the forth, the up and the down. And that seems to be what I'm seeing in a lot of this reading, because it's like go, stop, hot, cold, up, down. So we're going to have to see how this all flows. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with an action card. We have the Six of Swords. I like it. And we see these people, they're in their little boat. They're coming out of the choppy waters into the calm. They are on their adventure. They're on their journey. This is one of the cards that I link to travel, distance. But the thing I love about it is the action and forward movement, the forward momentum. So this is a pretty good card, in my opinion. It could represent improvement and things that are on the uptick. So that's cool. But there is a downside to this card as well. Sometimes this could be seen as a runner. Sometimes this energy could be a little avoidant, where it's like, oh, no, I'm going to go over here. Like the energy kind of runs and skedaddles. So we're going to need to look into this better. I mean, sometimes it could also represent somebody that knows they need to do something, but they're not doing it. So we're going to have to see what's up with all this. But I will say it's moving forward and there's action behind it, or at least intention. Now, moving to the middle, we have our first little back and forth, right? Because we go from this card that's like, okay, it's getting better, it's moving forward, it's improving. Then in the center, we have the wounded warrior himself. We have the Nine of Wands, and we see this person, they got the bandage on the head, they've built the wall. Now, normally in the positive sense, I say this could be very protective. This is a territorial energy. This is a card of wisdom as well. Wisdom through experience. I've been through some things, right? It's like I've been around the block. I've experienced things firsthand. So I like this card for that aspect alone, because that's the best way to gain wisdom is through experience. The downside of this card, though, it could represent blockages, it could represent problems, it could represent hurdles and situations. So it's like we have the movement, we have the progression. Boom, it's like two steps forward, one step back, or one step forward, one step back. It's like we're doing an energetic do-si-do when this card is here. Could be communication issues, misunderstandings, blockages, all that can be in play. Worst case scenario with the Nine of Wands, it could be a rejection of some sort. So whether it's rejection of a behavior, feeling rejected, just watch out for anything like that. And we'll see when we clarify it. But it is very, very, very cautious. It's like I'm moving forward, maybe not. There's like a little doubt. Now here on the back end, we have a pretty good card, and this is why I'm feeling neutral. We have the King of Cups, aka Kyle of Cups himself. Beautiful stuff. This could be a water sign you're connected to. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If not, kings represent control of their respective suit. We spoke about the suit, the emotions, the feelings, the partnerships, the creativity. So the King of Cups is usually pretty balanced, right? Like it has a pretty clear sight, emotionally neutral. This is usually great. It's also the fullest expression of the cup suit. So it's big feelings, big emotions. So again, like with the Nine of Wands and then the King of Cups, it's like, okay, I'm not letting on to how big I'm feeling, or I'm not letting on to how much these emotions are affecting me. There could be someone that's trying to close off in some sort of way. But I like the King of Cups. It is a huge indicator of love and emotion. And again, it could just be someone's emotional state. So as you can see, we have a lot of different ways that this could flow this week. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for the lovely Libras? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Six of Swords, see what that has. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's get it going here. What's happening with the Six of Swords? What is this caution? All right. I'm not sure if this is a warning or if this is just how someone's moving. So we have the Two of Swords in reverse underneath the Six of Swords. So again, it's an energy you can work with. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. But remember, the Two of Swords, like in its classical form, it could represent confusion. It could represent the unknown. It's a huge card of mystery. So like when I see it in reverse underneath the Six of Swords, it's either one of two things right here in the front. Either it is someone just moving with an abundance of caution or the warning to do such, or this could be like an unexpected or surprising action, right? Like if this was in the upright, I'd be like, all right, someone's holding something back. Someone's not going to do a damn thing. In reverse, it's like, surprise, Jack in the Box. I'm popping out like, hey, what's going on? So like with the Six of Swords, this could be surprising or unexpected action too. So whether it's coming from your end, where it's like, okay, I wasn't planning on it, but I'm going to do this, which again doesn't have to be a bad thing. You know, variety is the spice of life and all that, right? It's good to have little twists and turns sometimes. Or this could be someone doing something that you're like, okay, right? Like, where did that come from? So I would keep an eye out for that. Maybe that's why this abundance of caution is showing up. Yeah, because with the Two of Swords and the Six of Swords, it's like, I'm going to slowly creep forward. I'm testing the waters too. So that's another thing where it's like, before you go swimming, sometimes you dip your foot in to see how the water is. I'm getting a lot of stuff. Let's keep moving. But just watch out for the unexpected action or surprising actions. So let's go in on the Nine of Wands, see what that has. Really want to get to that King of Cups now too. Slow, super, super slow. All right, so we have the Nine of Cups in the upright. This is welcoming. Okay, so these energies oppose each other, right? Like the Nine of Wands and Nine of Cups, totally different. Whereas like this one is very cautious and like very closed off. The Nine of Cups is open and welcome and like, hey, here, you want a cup? You want to come in? You want to have a drink? So like they oppose each other. So I am getting this like back and forth thing. Now, could this be doubt? Could this be someone second guessing? Could this even be something like regret potentially? Because to me, it's like, all right, did I do the right thing? But what if I did that? But what if I did this? There's like this energy here where it's like, oh, I wish I could try it again. I would choose a third way if I could. So watch out for the overthinking. Now, the Nine of Cups is a win victory based type of card. Absolutely. Um, but again, it's total opposite to this Nine of Wands, where it's like you win some, you lose some. Uh, watch out for the self doubt. Watch out for the regret and stuff like that. That's showing up heavily here. So, could it be tied to this action? You wouldn't be the only one I've seen this week that has a certain level of impulsivity in the energy around them. Not saying it's you, but it could be how people around you are moving for sure. Um, but yeah, it's like, did I do the right thing? I don't know. It's second guessing. Second guessing. Let's go in on the King. Let's see what's up with the King, because I still am holding this neutral space with this spread. Like there's still great stuff, there's still good energy, but I just feel very neutral about it for some reason. So maybe for some of you that's an advice from Spirit where it's like, hey, try to get to a place of neutrality about something. Let's see what's up with the King. Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. Why is the King there? Okay. All right. I mean, sometimes mystery is a good thing. So we have the beautiful High Priestess in the upright. Ooh, like, why? Why? And I'm not saying that, don't get nervous about that. But like this, the way this energy is moving is perplexing to me. So there could be something, a person, a situation where it's like something's just not logically adding up. Something's just not logically making sense. Like, why would you say that? Or why would you do this if you really meant that? There's just, watch out for people with what they say and what they do in this time, because there's something about like actions and words that seem askew, where it's like something's not lining up. Now, with the High Priestess, she can represent hidden energy. I like her. I always say she's the matron of psychics, intuitives, and tarot readers. So when I see her underneath the King of Cups, if you're not connected to a water sign, Pisces particularly with her, but I give her to all the water signs, this is heavily intuitive here. So for those Libras out there that are in tune or energetically sensitive or have the gift, this is like expansive. You could be feeling a lot of things in this time, a lot of energy of other people's. Your intuition could be off the hook when this is showing up. But aside from her spiritual aspects, she's quiet. She's very hush hush. She could be secretive. So when I see her underneath the King of Cups, it's like, I'm not understanding why someone is moving a certain way. So that would make sense with the action we had on the front and this energy in the back, where it's like, all right, well, if you felt that way, then why didn't you say this? Or if you felt this way, then why didn't you say that? Like, there's just something that's not lining up here. So just, again, watch with people what they say and what they do in this time in general. Aside from that huge energetic sensitivity, half of the spread is water. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadows. So I don't dislike it. Again, I feel very neutral about it for some reason, but emotions could get heightened. On the front end, a lot of internal energy overall. 5 of the 6 cards are inside energy, internal. But position number 1, we have the 6 of Swords, 2 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I mean, either this is someone moving very cautiously, or this is unexpected or surprising action coming from someone. Whether it's you or someone else, there's an impulsivity. In the center, I have the 9 of Wands with the 9 of Cups in the upright. Did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing? Should I have done this different? Should I have done that different? There's like this big second guessing. So watch out for dissecting situations in retrospect too much, because I mean, in hindsight is 2020, right? Someone could have a little regret flowing. On the back end, we have the King of Cups, High Priestess in the upright. Just the way someone is moving, like, again, I don't dislike it, but to me, my energy is like, either I'm hypersensitive to the energy of people around me, or there's just someone moving in a way where it's just like, it's confusing to me. Where it's like, if you felt that way, why didn't you say this? Or if this is what you wanted, then why didn't you do that? Why'd you do the opposite? So please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this going here. What do we got for Libra in the shadows? What do we got? Thank you. Okay. So yeah, we do still have this internal focus here, and the 9 of Swords is what shows up in the shadows. Now, I don't completely dislike it. Yes, it is the picture of the person that's up at night stressing out, and it can be stress, anxiety, nervousness. So again, watch out for that. You might need some sort of outlet if you have a lot of that internal energy happening when this is in the shadows. But it also ties into what we saw here on the back end, the energetic sensitivity. It's a very paranormal card too. So again, I'm not saying every Libra out there is going to be having paranormal experiences, but if I see the energy expanding, sensitivity expanding, paranormal card, you might be having some interesting synchronicities, we'll call it, when this card is here. But I would absolutely say watch the anxiety levels and watch out for the second guessing when this card is here, because that energy could be losing sleep over something. So we're just going to put it down right there, my beautiful friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The August calendar is up and spots go quick, so you might want to check that out. But for the August subscriber surprise, we're doing another winner's choice. I will choose 3 winners at random to either choose the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, which is an absolutely stunning deck, or one of the custom-made crystal pendants from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards that showed up in your reading today, which one intrigued you the most? Which one caught your attention, and why? And you put that in the comments, you'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab / post tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.